their competitor on the internet. The reason is they can earn their profit by, after selling you the bike, they will help you to repair, to upgrade your bike. Yesterday, I visited my bike store. I tried to get something fixed for my bike. And eventually, I decided to switch my wheel. And when I leave that bike shop, it cost me $6,000 NT. So that's a profit from it. So that make those traditional SME become even more powerful, more competitive on the internet era. Because we try to, instead of teach them how to do it, we try to make them to think, to come out a new business model that can actually help themselves. And on this project, the second strategy is we try to target on the mission critical applications. We have always, during this project period of time, we always argue with each other about, whether we should supply oriented or demand oriented. Supplier oriented means we try to make those SME ready. Try to teach them how to use computer. Try to teach them how to surf on the internet or something like that, or type in Chinese characters, something like that. But we then realized that no matter how ready we can get them into, if they never get the demand from it, they will never get anything done. So we decided that we will use a marketing strategy. We try to teach them how to sell their product on the internet instead of teach them how to use internet. Well, it became a very successful because even a most traditional product in Taiwan, but when they try to sell it on the internet, it will create some miracles. This is another project that we are really proud of. We are rice eaters in Taiwan. We are so many farmers raising rice, producing rice. Usually, a typical rice in Taiwan, good quality of rice, will sell for $40–$80 per kilogram. But, well, that's very low. So, rice farmers in Taiwan traditionally are very low income person in Taiwan. And most of the Taiwanese think that there's no need for you to sell rice on the internet because we can buy rice anywhere, okay? But still, we do our best to try to produce. We realize that even the most typical, most common products, behind them, you can find very touching story that will make the product very unique on the internet. This is an example. We try to promote a guy, 70 years old farmers that have been producing rice for all his life. We try to introduce his story and make it become a movie and put it on the internet. We have a farmer and his water buffaloes. And we try to introduce the story about the farmers. And then we try to help the farmer to produce, not only producing the rice, and also encourage him to join the competition, the national competition of rice. And luckily, he win the first prize in that competition. So the guy is such a nice guy. Uncle Kun Bin, that's his name, decided to donate all his bonus so that he can support the producing of rice in Taiwan. After that, well, if you have the opportunity, when you stay in Taiwan, if you have the opportunity to join some wedding parties for Taiwanese, then you will realize that in the past, most of the people will give out wedding gift to you. Usually that's cookies or cakes. But now, more and more young couples decide they will give you rice from Kunbin and other rice farmers. So it becomes a present currently in Taiwan. Now, each kilogram of rice produced by Uncle Kunbin will sell more than 1,000. So that's a great successful. So find out a unique story for most of our farmers, actually persuade them to adopt new strategy, new organizations, new way of doing business. So they will learn quick on doing business on the internet. Our third strategy is cluster. Well, a multinational, a big company, usually they are big enough, they can say no to their environment. But if you are a small and medium-sized enterprise, it will be very difficult unless you can cluster yourself with other SMEs. So in our project, we try to cluster, for example, a local village. All the businessmen in this local village, they cluster together, they create their own website, the public website, so that they can introduce their village or their community to people outside the internet, outside the village. And because they will cluster together, they can actually learn from each other. They can encourage, they can share a lot of experience with each other. So clustering is one way of doing business currently in Taiwan. And when you go downstairs, you will see several clusters that some of the clusters come from the most remote site of Taiwan. We never recognize we have this kind of village in our country. But now, thanks to the internet, they have the opportunity to introduce their village to the 23 million Taiwanese on the internet. And for some SME, they are producers. So we try to cluster them on the industrial specific e-commerce project. We group them together and so that the buyer or the supplier can easily find all of them on the internet. That will create that actually will create feasible competition, but also will create new business opportunity because people become more easy to find them when they cluster together. The third way of doing clustering is we try to do cluster through the supply chain. So usually it's the major buyer in that supply chain will come out and try to group those SME into one system so that they can react to environment changes or something like that. The fourth strategy we have, we do try in this project, we try to provide lifelong and full function support to our SMEs. Well, it's a very challenging job in these areas because SMEs are very remote and they are very busy. But still, we do our best. The one thing we have done to our SME is 6 years ago, we decided to implement a new SME online university for all the SME in Taiwan. At the very beginning, we don't think that's a good idea because they always told us that SME owners and their employees are so busy, they don't have time to learn. But amazing, it became a great success. Ladies and gentlemen, now on our SME online university, the website is actually the largest e-learning website in Asia. We have more than 1,000 courses online. And every day we have more than 100,000 visitors learning on the website. You know, any new ideas, for example, several months ago, we have a new tax reduction policy that was produced by our government. In the past, it will cost our government a fortune try to teach SME how to take advantage from their new reform. But now they can simply put a course on the SME online university. And the SME will go to the university and learn how to take advantage from the tax reform. So it's a great idea. And we also try to provide virtual communities or information centers or e-marketplace. These are some examples that 2 years ago we decided to promote women to start up their own business. And we set up a virtual community for those women entrepreneurs, and we have information center for them about how to start up their own business. And we have set up a sample of e-marketplace so that the new starters can have a place that they can learn how to sell their product on the internet. And we have set up 23 service center, incubating center on industrial park, and most of them located in university. So a new startup can register in the service center so that they can receive help from university and university professors. And when you go downstairs, you will see a lot of youngsters try to sell the product to you. They are not employees of those SMEs. They are college students. Because in Taiwan, we encourage those college students try to go outside the university and help those SMEs, try to identify their stories and try to promote them on the internet. And some of them are quite successful. And we also try to link up with some local resources. They are religious groups, or they have a lot of information, computer companies, small computer shops in local areas. We try to group them together so that they can provide help to our entrepreneurs in the remote sites. And the last, and I would say quite important strategy in our project is we try to cooperate with private groups. 1 year ago, there is a major challenge for our SME that when they try to export their products to Europe because the Europe community decide to propose some green products regulations on the product that